Hi, Texas readers. This is Christina Diaz Gonzalez, the author of Invisible, illustrated by Gabriella Epstein. And I'm so excited that this graphic novel is on the Texas Bluebonnet master list. And I can't wait to talk to you a little bit about it and answer some questions. First question is, why do I think Invisible is an important book? Well, I think it's an important book because we all often feel a little bit invisible, just like these characters. They have secrets and hidden dreams that they don't want to share with everyone else. In addition, some of these characters are not English speakers. They just came to the US and are learning English. They speak Spanish. And so the book is also almost bilingual because when they speak, the dialogue is in Spanish, but then it's translated into English because they're being questioned by someone who doesn't understand Spanish, so it's all being translated for that person. So whether you speak English or Spanish or both, you can read the same book. Another question is, what was my process on working on this novel? And what about revisions and working with my editor? And the process was, the idea came to me because I was one of these kids at one point. Even though I was born in the US, my parents taught me Spanish first. And so I didn't learn English until I started school. And I remember feeling lost, a little bit like these kids. And I wanted to highlight them, let them see themselves in a story, and let others see them in the story as the different personalities and different characters with different sets of dreams. And working with my editor, well, I have a fabulous editor who really helps me dive into the story. So it's sometimes like working with a really good friend that gives you good advice and reads your work and then tells you what's going well and what sometimes needs a little extra work. Another question, which character in Invisible do I most relate to and why? So one of the characters, Dayada, she's Cuban and my parents are Cuban, so I have a connection with her. And of course, George is considered the brain, and I was always very studious. Wasn't quite the brain, but I can relate to him. Sarah, struggling sometimes to make friends when she's the new kid. All of them have a little bit of me, but I think Miguel, who is the athlete, is the one that resonates most with me because he has a secret dream of being an artist. And for me, being a writer was almost like a secret dream. So Miguel and I have a lot in common. How did I create the different characters in the story? So the different characters, they each have a very different personality. You have George, who's the brain. You have Sarah, who's the loner. Miguel, who's the athlete. Dayada, the tough kid. And Nico, the rich kid. And really, I was inspired by a movie called The Breakfast Club. And those very different personalities end up coming together when they're forced to do something or be in one place. And so that's where their friendship sprung from, and that's where my inspiration came from. Finally, what advice would I give to young authors as they learn to improve their skills? The advice I would give you is keep reading and writing, and also try to find some people who maybe share those interests with you, whether it's reading books and you have a book club, or you want to pass a book that you love, a graphic novel or a mystery thriller, to one of your best friends and share it and then talk about it. And if you're a writer, start writing and maybe pass it on to a friend and see what they think, and then go back and forth, because just reading and writing will always improve your craft. Hope you have a great day and keep reading.